If you're going to drowse off today and you want something to dream about, the only point you need to know is that it's easier to change your environment than to change your mind. Okay? It's easier to move a fruit bowl than to tell yourself every day, must eat more fruit. It's a whole lot easier to have the pasta sitting on the stove or on the counter and serving off of that than it is to tell yourself to not eat seconds or thirds or fourths. Okay? So here's where we start. We're going to start with two starting points. Do we know what we like? And second, do we know why we do what we do? And the answer to both these questions is no, and then again, no. Okay? Let's take a look at do we know what we like. If you take a look at something, this is a guy who a while back, he was in charge of a lot of cafeterias at another university, about 32 cafeterias, and he made incredibly healthy food. You know, they'd use applesauce instead of oil and chocolate cake. They'd end up they'd bake things instead of fry things. But the problem was that nobody ate at these cafeterias. And he said, oh my gosh, what can we do? And we did a number of studies. And one of the things that we did was for 6 weeks, we took all the items that were on the menu, took them off the menu. They were on with a certain name, like let's say seafood fillet or chocolate cake. We took them off for a couple weeks, and then we put them back on with a really descriptive name, like a succulent Italian seafood fillet. Well, one of the things we know is that if your taste buds, they are very, very suggestible. So if you're out with a friend and the friend says, oh, taste this. Does it taste too salty to you? What are you going to taste when you taste it? Yeah, you're going to taste the salt, because what you're going to be looking for is try to confirming evidence. Okay? Let's say instead the person says, taste this. Does it taste like it needs salt to you? What are you going to conclude? Yeah, oh God, it is so bland, it's horrible. And you're going to put more salt on it. Now, the thing is, we find what we're looking for anytime we taste something. And so simply by putting a little descriptor in front of seafood fillet, saying it was succulent Italian seafood fillet, not only led people to take 28% more food, it led them to say that cafeteria is more trendy and up to date. It ended up leading them to even think that the person in charge of running the cafeteria, the chef, had more years of culinary training. Okay? I mean, in reality, this guy had been fired from Arby's a month earlier, so there's no training really involved. But the thing is, there's no limit to how silly this stuff could be and still work. So even when we took things like chocolate cake and we gave it the name Belgian Black Forest double chocolate cake, it doesn't matter. The Black Forest isn't even in Belgium. Okay? People would go, oh, unbelievable. Antwerp. We want to figure, are there really any limits to what happens here? And we have a restaurant, and you guys, it's not in Ithaca per se. You'd have to travel away to find it. It's called the Spice Box Restaurant. It's open every Tuesday night and every Thursday night. You'd go there, you'd pay between 20 and probably 30 bucks for a prefix dinner. But what you wouldn't realize is that this isn't a real restaurant, okay? It's mainly a place that's just testing things while you're eating there. So one day what we did is we had people come, and it was a prefix French dinner. And what we had done ahead of time is we had ordered cases of really cheap $2 wine, okay? It's called Charles Shaw wine. It's known as 2-buck chuck. And what we want to do is to figure out whether the first thing that happens during the meal, if it ended up being able to have a halo or a shadow over the entire rest of the meal. That is, if you poison one thing at the beginning of a meal, does it make people kind of go, yeah, this whole evening is just terrible? Or alternatively, if you do something that's right at the beginning of a meal, does it lead people to go, whoa, things are great? And so one of the things that we ended up doing here was when people showed up, they were seated, and the waiter or waitress said, hey, thanks for keeping your appointment tonight. What we do is we have a complimentary bottle of Cabernet. It's new from California. Okay, place known for wine. Pour everybody a glass and put the bottle right in the middle of the table. For the other half of the people, the waiters and waitresses did something different. They went and they said, hey, thanks for keeping your reservation tonight. A snowy February. We've got a complimentary glass of wine for you. It's new from North Dakota. Showed everybody the bottle, poured the wine, put the bottle right down in the middle of the table so you could be reminded of it every time you had a drink of wine. Now, this is the exact same wine, just in different bottles. What we found is the people who believed they were drinking California wine, which they rated as better, of course, they spent longer at the table, they ended up rating the food is better, the wine is better, and when we asked them if they wanted to make reservations to come back next year, or within the next year, many of them said yes. Now you guys who thought you drank the North Dakota wine had a much less magical night. Okay? You finished up faster, you rated the wine is not very good, you rated the food is not very good, and when we asked you if you wanted to make reservations to come back sometime within the next 6 months, almost all of you said no. In fact, one guy even said, no, he says, I'm really, really busy for the rest of my life.